In the vast frozen wilderness of Antarctica, where ice meets the endless southern ocean, there reigns a predator of unparalleled intelligence and grace. This is the world of the Antarctic orca. They are not merely animals. They are the masters of this icy realm. Here, survival is a testament to strength, but for the orca, true dominance comes from something far more profound. It is born from intricate family bonds, flawless teamwork, and a level of coordinated strategy that is simply breathtaking to witness. These magnificent creatures, often called killer whales, rule the frigid waters not through sheer force alone, but through a complex social structure and a deep, inherited wisdom passed down through generations. They are the undisputed apex predators of this extreme environment, a symbol of both its raw power and its delicate balance. To understand the Antarctic orca is to look beyond the fearsome reputation and see a highly evolved and deeply social being. Their world is one of constant challenge, from the shifting sea ice to the ever-present search for food in the dark, cold depths. Yet they thrive. They have adapted to every niche this unforgiving habitat has to offer, developing specialized techniques and unique cultural traditions within their family groups. Each pod is a sovereign nation with its own language and its own way of life. The story of the Antarctic orca is not just a tale of a predator at the top of the food chain. It is a story of intelligence, cooperation, and the remarkable power of family. It is a journey into the heart of one of the most mysterious and fascinating societies in the entire animal kingdom. Observing these animals is a humbling experience. You see the power in their streamlined bodies, capable of incredible speed and agility. You see the intelligence in their eyes as they survey their surroundings, communicating with one another in a flurry of clicks and whistles that we are only just beginning to comprehend. They are a living testament to the wonders of evolution, a species that has conquered one of the harshest places on Earth. Their success is a story written in the ice itself, a narrative of adaptation and resilience that unfolds across the vast expanse of the Southern Ocean. As we delve deeper into their lives, we uncover a world far more complex and intricate than we could have ever imagined, a world that holds vital clues to the health of our entire planet. The Antarctic ecosystem is a fragile masterpiece, and the orca sits at its very pinnacle. Their presence shapes the lives of every other creature in these waters, from the smallest krill to the largest whales. They are the conductors of a grand natural orchestra, maintaining a delicate harmony that has existed for millennia. But this ancient world is now facing unprecedented threats, and the future of its greatest predator is uncertain. To protect the Antarctic orca is to protect the entire web of life that depends on them. Their story is a powerful reminder of what we stand to lose if we fail to act, and an inspiring call to preserve the wild, untamed beauty of our planet's last great wilderness for the generations that are yet to come. At the very core of the orca's world is the family. Their society is not a loose gathering of individuals, but a tightly knit matrilineal structure built on lifelong bonds. These family groups, known as pods, typically consist of 5 to 20 members, all led by the eldest and most experienced female, the matriarch. She is the keeper of the pod's history, the teacher of its traditions, and the leader in every crucial decision. Her wisdom, accumulated over a long lifetime, is the most valuable asset the family possesses. Offspring, both male and female, remain with their mother's pod for their entire lives, creating a multi-generational family unit where grandparents, parents, and calves all live and hunt together. This enduring bond is the foundation of their success. This profound social structure is a marvel of the natural world. Within the pod, knowledge is passed down from one generation to the next. The matriarch teaches her children and grandchildren the best hunting grounds, the most effective strategies, and the unique dialect of their family. It is a system built on cooperation and trust, where each member plays a vital role in the survival of the group. The older individuals protect the young, while the stronger members lead the charge during a hunt. This intricate social network ensures that the pod can overcome challenges that a lone orca never could. It is a beautiful example of how community and shared experience can create a force far greater than the sum of its parts. Communication is the glue that holds these complex families together. Antarctic orcas are incredibly vocal, using a rich language of low moans, sharp whistles, and sonar-like clicks to coordinate their movements and express social bonds. Each pod has its own distinct dialect, a unique set of calls that acts as a family signature. A calf learns this dialect from its mother and relatives, just as a human child learns a language. This allows members to identify each other from great distances and maintain contact even in the vast open ocean. Their calls are not just random noises, they are conversations, carrying information about food, danger, and the simple need for social connection. It is a sophisticated system that underscores their remarkable intelligence. The intricacy of their communication highlights the deep emotional lives of these animals. They share information, but they also share a sense of belonging. Scientists have observed pods grieving the loss of a member and celebrating the birth of a new calf. These are not just mindless predators, they are sentient beings with complex social and emotional needs. The strength of their family ties and the richness of their communication are what have allowed them to become the rulers of the Southern Ocean. Their power comes not from their size or strength, but from their unity. In the cold, unforgiving waters of Antarctica, it is the unbreakable family bond that ensures survival and prosperity for the Lords of the Ice. The term Antarctic orca is not a simple one. It describes not a single entity, but a fascinating collection of different types or ecotypes, each perfectly adapted to a specific niche within the Southern Ocean. There are 4 distinct types, each with its own appearance, diet, and hunting culture. The largest and most formidable is Type A. These are the open ocean dominators, with males reaching an impressive 30 feet in length. They patrol the ice-free waters, their sleek, powerful bodies built for long-distance travel. Type A orcas are the whale hunters, targeting minke whales and even young humpbacks in epic, coordinated pursuits that can last for hours. They are the titans of the Antarctic, embodying the raw power of an apex predator. In stark contrast are the Type B orcas, the pack ice hunters. Smaller than their Type A cousins, they are masters of a more subtle and sophisticated form of predation. These orcas have a distinct two-tone grey and white coloration, which helps them blend in with the floating ice where their prey resides. They are famous for inventing one of the most incredible hunting strategies in the animal kingdom, the wave attack. A team of Type B orcas will swim in perfect unison to create a powerful wave that washes seals off the safety of an ice floe. They primarily hunt Weddell and craybeater seals, using their immense intelligence to turn the very ice itself into a weapon. They are the strategists of the Antarctic, a testament to the power of teamwork. Then we have the Type C orca, the smallest of the Antarctic ecotypes. These are the fish specialists, often found in the dense pack ice of the Ross Sea. They are easily identified by their small size and a unique diagonal eye patch. Their diet consists almost entirely of Antarctic toothfish, a large, energy-rich fish that lives deep beneath the ice. Type C orcas work together in a pack hunting formation, herding schools of fish into a tight ball before creating a suction current to swallow hundreds at once. They have carved out a living by focusing on a reliable and abundant food source, demonstrating how specialization can be a key to success in this competitive environment. They are the precision hunters, a perfect example of adaptive evolution. Finally, there is the most enigmatic of all, the Type D orca. Known as the deep water enigmas, they are the least understood of the 4 types. They live far from the coast in the deep offshore waters of the sub-Antarctic. Their appearance is strikingly different, with a more rounded head, a much smaller eye patch and a shorter dorsal fin. Their language is also unique, composed of high-pitched calls unlike those of any other orca. Scientists know very little about their diet, but it is suspected to include giant squid and deep-water fish. DNA analysis suggests they may have diverged from other orcas hundreds of thousands of years ago, making them a living relic of a bygone era. They remain one of Antarctica's greatest mysteries. The incredible hunting strategies of Antarctic orcas are not instinctive. They are learned behaviors, a form of cultural transmission, passed down from one generation to the next. A young calf does not simply know how to hunt, it must learn. For the first 5 to 7 years of its life, a calf is an apprentice. It closely observes its mother, its grandmother, and its older siblings. It watches as they communicate, strategize, and execute a perfect hunt. This long period of education is crucial, for the techniques are complex and the margin for error is small. The matriarch and the elder members of the pod act as teachers, patiently guiding the young and ensuring the pod's unique traditions are preserved. Consider the wave attack perfected by Type B orcas. This is not a simple act of brute force. It is a calculated maneuver that requires immense skill and coordination. The pod must assess the size and weight of the ice floe, the speed of the current, and the position of the seal. They then line up side by side and charge in perfect synchrony to generate a wave of just the right size and force. Young orcas will practice on smaller, empty pieces of ice, honing their technique under the watchful eyes of their elders. This sophisticated tactic is a clear example of a learned culture, a behavior developed and refined over generations and shared throughout the family group. For the Type A orcas that hunt minke whales, the strategy is one of relentless cooperative pursuit. A minke whale is a fast and powerful animal, far too large for a single orca to tackle. The pod works together as a team, using a divide-and-conquer strategy. They will chase the whale for hours, taking turns to harass it, preventing it from resting or catching its breath. They will ram it from the sides, leap over it to push it underwater, and block its path to the surface. The entire hunt is a masterclass in endurance and teamwork, a brutal but effective ballet where every member of the pod has a role to play. Calves will participate on the periphery, learning their part in the chase until they are strong and experienced enough to join the front line. This process of cultural transmission is what makes orcas so adaptable. As the environment changes, they can develop and share new solutions. The knowledge is not locked away in their genes. It is a living library, held within the collective memory of the pod and passed down through teaching and observation. From the precise V formation used by Type C orcas to herd fish, to the mysterious deep-water foraging of Type D, every hunting style is a testament to their intelligence and social learning. The art of the hunt is a legacy, a gift from one generation to the next, and it is the key to their reign as the undisputed masters of the Southern Ocean. In the grand theatre of Antarctic survival, the relationship between orcas and penguins is a timeless drama. For the orcas, penguins, particularly the fledglings, are a valuable source of energy during the spring and summer months. A young king penguin, still learning the ways of the ocean, provides a substantial meal. The orcas have developed specific techniques to hunt these birds, adapting their strategies to the season and the penguin's behavior. In the winter, when narrow channels of open water form between the ice, orcas employ a tactic known as the penguin wave. This is a high-energy, high-reward strategy where the pod works together to create chaos, making it easier to pick off the inexperienced young birds with remarkable success. As summer arrives and the ice recedes, the hunt moves to the open ocean. Here the dynamics change. The penguins have more room to maneuver, and the adult birds are formidable swimmers. The orcas must switch from group tactics to individual blocking maneuvers, a less energy-efficient method with a lower success rate. The risk of injury to the orca also increases, as an adult penguin can defend itself with its sharp beak. This seasonal shift in hunting strategy showcases the orca's incredible adaptability. They are not locked into a single method, but are flexible problem solvers, constantly adjusting their approach to maximize their chances of securing a meal in an ever-changing environment. This relationship is not a one-sided affair. It is an evolutionary arms race, where both predator and prey are constantly adapting to one another. As orcas develop new and more effective hunting techniques, the penguins respond. In the face of increasing predation, penguins have been observed changing their behavior. They are swimming farther from shore to avoid ambush points, altering the times of day. They enter the water to avoid peak hunting hours and forming larger, more defensive groups. This constant back and forth, this dance of adaptation, is a powerful force of natural selection, shaping the skills and instincts of both species over countless generations. Now, climate change is adding a new urgent tempo to this ancient dance. The melting sea ice is altering the landscape, opening up new hunting grounds for orcas, but also changing the penguins' habitat. In response to these rapid changes, orcas are being seen developing new tactics, such as leap hunting, to surprise their prey. The penguins, in turn, are forced to adapt faster than ever before. The future of this delicate balance is uncertain. As the environment continues to change at an unprecedented rate, the question remains, can this enduring dance of predator and prey keep pace, or will the rhythm be broken forever? While the orca sits at the very top of the Antarctic food chain, it does not reign entirely unchallenged. In the icy waters, it has a formidable rival, the leopard seal. This solitary and powerful predator is an apex hunter in its own right. Growing up to 11 feet long and weighing over 1,000 pounds, the leopard seal is a master of ambush. With its serpentine body and massive jaws, it is perfectly designed for hunting in the broken ice fields. Orcas and leopard seals are the two top predators of the Southern Ocean, and their relationship is one of intense competition, a rivalry that plays a crucial role in maintaining the health of the entire ecosystem. The competition is most fierce over shared food sources. Both species have a taste for the same prey, especially during certain times of the year. In the late spring and early summer, both orcas and leopard seals target the abundance of newly weaned seal pups. They also compete for Adelie penguins and the energy-rich Antarctic toothfish. This overlap in diet means they are often hunting in the same areas at the same time, leading to direct and indirect conflict. It is not uncommon for a leopard seal to poach a penguin that an orcapod is actively hunting, a bold act of thievery. One study found that leopard seals intercepted nearly a third of penguin hunts before the orcas could make their final move. The competition flows both ways. The powerful wave attacks used by Type B orcas to hunt seals on ice floes can also inadvertently disrupt the hunting grounds of leopard seals. The chaos and disturbance created by a pod of orcas can scare away potential prey, forcing the solitary leopard seal to move elsewhere. This constant jostling for resources and territory creates a dynamic tension between the two predators. While direct physical confrontations are rare, an adult leopard seal is no match for a pod of orcas. The strategic competition is constant. Each predator must account for the other's presence, adapting its hunting behavior to avoid conflict and maximize its own success. This rivalry, though seemingly antagonistic, is essential for the ecological balance of Antarctica. The competition between orcas and leopard seals prevents either species from becoming too dominant. If one were to disappear, the other would likely overhunt key prey populations, such as penguins or craybeater seals. This could lead to a catastrophic collapse of those populations, sending shockwaves down the entire food web. By keeping each other in check, these two apex predators ensure that the populations of their prey remain stable and healthy. Their rivalry is a cornerstone of the Antarctic ecosystem, a powerful example of how competition can foster balance and resilience in the wild. The Antarctic ecosystem, for all its apparent simplicity, is an intricate and beautifully interconnected web of life. It all begins at the very bottom, with microscopic life that thrives in the extreme cold. The foundation of this entire world is built upon ice algae and phytoplankton. These tiny organisms, which cling to the underside of sea ice or float in the sunlit upper layers of the ocean, capture the energy of the sun through photosynthesis. They are the primary producers, the first link in a chain that supports an incredible abundance of life. From this humble beginning, one of the planet's most productive marine ecosystems flourishes, a testament to the resilience of life in the harshest of conditions. The next crucial link is the Antarctic krill. These small shrimp-like crustaceans are the engine of the Antarctic food web. They feed on the phytoplankton and ice algae, and in turn, they become the primary food source for an astonishing 90% of the region's marine animals. The sheer biomass of Antarctic krill is staggering. It is one of the largest of any single species on Earth. Vast swarms, sometimes stretching for miles, turn the ocean's surface pink. They are the vital transfer of energy from the microscopic world to the larger animals, feeding everything from Adelie penguins and crab-eater seals to the colossal humpback whales that migrate here each year to feast on this bounty. Above the krill are the secondary consumers, a diverse group of animals that feed on this plentiful resource. Adelie penguins and crab-eater seals rely almost exclusively on krill for their survival. Antarctic toothfish, a key prey for type C orcas, also feed on krill, as do many species of fish and squid. Even the great baleen whales, such as humpbacks, depend on massive quantities of krill to sustain their enormous bodies. Each of these species occupies a specific niche, playing its part in the flow of energy through the ecosystem. Their populations are directly tied to the health and abundance of the krill swarms, making the entire system incredibly sensitive to any changes at this level. At the very top of this web sit the apex predators, the orcas, and the leopard seals. They control the populations of the animals below them, preying on seals, penguins, and in the case of type A orcas, even other whales. Their role is to maintain balance, ensuring that no single species becomes too numerous and overgrazes its food source. Finally, when these magnificent creatures die, their bodies sink to the ocean floor, where decomposers like marine bacteria, fungi, and sea worms take over. They break down the organic matter, returning essential nutrients to the water. This completes the cycle, providing the building blocks for the phytoplankton and ice algae to begin the process all over again, sustaining the great Antarctic web of life. The pristine wilderness of Antarctica is facing an unprecedented crisis. The delicate balance of its ecosystem is being threatened by a combination of rapid climate change and increasing human activity. The most visible and alarming threat is the melting of sea ice. Over the last decade, Antarctica's sea ice area has shrunk by an astonishing 12%. This loss is catastrophic for the entire food web. The ice algae that grow on the underside of the ice are the foundation of the ecosystem, and as the ice disappears, so does their habitat. A global temperature rise of just 2 degrees Celsius could lead to the elimination of half of Antarctica's summer sea ice by the year 2050, a devastating blow to this frozen world. Climate change is also increasing the frequency and intensity of extreme weather events. The historic blizzards of 2018 and 2023, and the catastrophic cracking of ice shelves, like the one that created the massive iceberg 68 in 2017, are becoming more common. These events can destroy entire penguin colonies, disrupt critical feeding grounds, and alter ocean currents. While the melting of summer ice can create temporary new feeding areas known as polynias, the overall trend is one of habitat loss and instability. The very predictability of the seasons, which these animals have adapted to over millennia, is being eroded, leaving them struggling to keep pace with the rapid changes in their environment. Alongside the overarching threat of climate change, direct human activities are placing additional strain on this fragile ecosystem. The commercial fishing of Antarctic krill is a major concern. In 2023 alone, over 440,000 tons of krill were harvested from the Southern Ocean. This industrial-scale removal of the food web's cornerstone species threatens every animal that depends on it, from penguins to whales. Furthermore, the noise from an increasing number of tourism and fishing vessels is disrupting the lives of marine mammals. A 2022 study revealed that ship noise can cut the hunting efficiency of orcas by as much as 50% and significantly raise their stress hormone levels, impacting their health and ability to reproduce. The root cause of these threats lies far beyond Antarctica's shores. The greenhouse gas emissions from human industry and transportation are the primary driver of the global warming that is melting the ice. Scientists warn that Antarctica could reach a critical tipping point by 2050 if global emissions are not drastically reduced. This is not a distant problem, it is an immediate crisis. The fate of the Antarctic orca and the entire ecosystem it represents is inextricably linked to the actions we take today. The silent, frozen continent is sending a clear and urgent message, and the world must listen before it's too late. The challenges facing Antarctica are immense, but there is still hope. We have the knowledge and the means to protect this vital ecosystem, but it requires a united and immediate global effort. One of the most powerful tools at our disposal is the expansion of marine protected areas. Currently, only about 5% of the Southern Ocean is protected. A bold and necessary goal is to increase this to 30% by 2030, with these zones having a full ban on all exploitative activities, including fishing and mining. Creating these large-scale sanctuaries would provide a safe haven for wildlife, allowing populations to recover and ecosystems to build resilience against the impacts of climate change. Of course, protecting areas of the ocean is not enough if the planet continues to warm. The most critical action is a global commitment to ambitious climate policies. We must follow the scientific consensus and work to cut global greenhouse gas emissions by 45% by 2030, with the goal of achieving net zero emissions by 2050. This requires a rapid transition to renewable energy, greater energy efficiency, and a fundamental shift in how we power our world. The fate of Antarctica's ice is tied directly to the heat-trapping gases in our atmosphere. Only by tackling the root cause of the problem can we hope to preserve this frozen kingdom for the long term. In addition to these large-scale efforts, we must implement targeted regulations to mitigate direct human impacts. This includes the sustainable management of fisheries. Krill fishing quotas must be significantly reduced by at least 50%, and buffer zones should be established around critical breeding and feeding areas for penguins and seals. Ship traffic from both tourism and industry must also be better regulated. Enforcing strict speed limits of around 10 knots, mandating safe distances from wildlife, and requiring the use of modern noise reduction technology on vessels can dramatically reduce the stress and disruption caused to marine mammals like the orca. Finally, we must continue to support and fund scientific research. Our understanding of the Antarctic ecosystem is still growing, and ongoing monitoring is essential to inform effective conservation policies. Citizen science projects can also play a role, allowing tourists and the public to contribute valuable data. The story of the Antarctic orca is a profound reminder of the intricate beauty and fragility of our natural world. It is a world that inspires awe and wonder, but it is also a world that desperately needs our help. Let us answer this call to action with courage and conviction, and work together to ensure that the lords of the ice continue to reign over a healthy and thriving Southern Ocean for generations to come.